Biological evidence for innate language capacity. So let's see that is there any biological evidence that suggests that human language is innate? If an animal is innately programmed for more type of behavior, then there are likely to be biological clues. For example, no accident that fish have bodies which are streamlined and smooth with fins and powerful tails structurally adapted to moving fast through the water. So after looking at the fish, we can say that its body is made to swim. But do we have certain apparatus which also suggest that we are supposed to speak? Biological cues are not essential. So this is what the scientists and the linguists say, that biological clues are not essential. For example, it is impossible to guess from their bodies that birds make nests. They can fly because their wings can tell us that they can fly, but they also make nests is not suggested by their bodies. And sometimes animals behave in a way quite contrary to what might be expected from their physical form. So we cannot rely on the biological clues. Inexplainable divergence between species, obvious behavior. We cannot say that we cannot link between the biological clues and the behavior that the bird shows. Such unpredictability is not universal and need not discourage us from looking for biological clues connected with speech, though we must realize that we are unlikely to find the equivalent of a large box labeled language. So we cannot say that we have a box in our body that is labeled language. But even then, there are some biological clues in human body that can suggest that human beings are made to speak, or they have some innate language capacity. Changes in the form of the body or structural changes are the most direct indications of innate program. So we have gone through certain changes that suggest for this innate programming. But we must also take into consideration physiological adaptation, changes in the body function such as rate of heartbeat and breathing. I mean, when we are not speaking, we have a certain number of breaths in a minute, right? And a certain number of heart rate, obviously, in human beings, healthy human beings, certain number of heartbeats. But when we are talking, our heart rate decreases, our number of breath decreases. So this is something very different from the other phenomena that we observe in animals, in birds. If we look at the organs used in speech, humans seems to be somewhere in the middle between the obvious structural adaptation of birds to flying and the apparent lack of correlation between birds and nest building. So it is in between. We cannot very precisely say that we are meant for speaking, but we are in between these two extremes. The human brains and vocal tract have a number of slightly unusual features. We have talked a lot about it when we were discussing introduction to linguistics, especially brain and etc., and our articulatory muscles and organs. By themselves, these features are not sufficient indicators that people can talk. But if we first assume that all humans speak a language, then a number of puzzling biological facts fall in place. They can be viewed as partial adaptation of the body to production of language. Human teeth are unusual compared with those of other animals, even in heights, and form an unbroken barrier. So our teeth are set in such a way that give an indication for our speech. They are different from animals. Their teeth are slanting. Our teeth are straight. It's a barrier, unbroken barrier. And with the help of teeth, we can obviously f and many other sounds, f and many other sounds are made with teeth. See, even our lips are meant to produce certain sound. So these articulators do suggest that we have the capacity of producing certain sounds. Another important difference between human and monkeys concerns the larynx, right, which contains the voice box or vocal cord, simpler in structure than that of other primates. So our larynx has difficulty of choking, which is not found among the animals, chimps or other animals. But this simple structure gives us ability to talk. This is an advantage as air can move freely past and then out through the nose and mouth without being hindered by other appendages. Our brain very different in appearance from that of other animals. We have studied in details. Heavier with more surface folding of the cortex, the outer layer of gray matter which surrounds the inner core of nerve fiber. Though gray matter is actually pink in live humans, it goes gray after death. Superficially, the brains of a chimp and a human have certain similarities. A further related discovery is that the location of speech centers in the left hemisphere, and it seems to be linked to the right-handedness. Generally, we say that people who work with their right hand, they are left brain people, and who work with left, they are right brain people. This is most most humans are right-handed, and most people's speech is controlled by left hemisphere. The literalization or localization of language in one half of the brain is definite biological characteristic of human race, which is not found in animals. Humans are physically adapted to language in a way that snails, sheep, and even apes are not. Their vocal organs, lungs, brains are preset to cope with their intricacies of speech in much the same way that monkeys are preset to climb trees or bats to squeeze. So speech comes to human being as climbing trees comes to apes, or swimming comes to floating in the water comes to fish. So we can say that to some extent there is a biological evidence for human being to use language.